Goodbye, Tokyo. We're heading off to, where are we going next? Osaka.
Fuji Speedway.
Fuji Speedway, and then Kyoto. We only spent the night over at Mount Fuji. Unfortunately, never actually got to see it because the weather was overcast the entire time we were there. And also, I'm ashamed to say that we've spent the most money at this hotel in under 24 hours than we did the entire trip, it feels like. We had a really luxurious hotel room and we had a balcony that overlooked Mount Fuji, but once again, never saw it, only the ghost of it. But Mount Fuji Hotel had a lot of things to do.
So this hotel is situated on the iconic Fuji Speedway. I drive this track on my racing sims all the time. It is awesome. They had the museum here in the hotel. They had cars all the way from the early 1900s to current day. They had all different kinds of race cars. They had prototypes, stock cars, rally cars, Formula One cars. It was really, really awesome to see. Here you're seeing a ton of the rally cars, some iconic ones here, and then the prototypes. Here's Mazda 77B, which you just have to listen to that engine. It's awesome. This was one of the first road race cars. This was a surreal moment for me to see this car. This museum was definitely a highlight of the trip for me. I literally took a picture of every single car and plaque in the museum so I can always look back on it and remember it. So included with the hotel, you were able to use their racing sim, which was really, really nice. It's a little bit nicer than the one I have at home. It's actually a motion rig, but it ended up breaking and the workers didn't know how to fix it. But thankfully, I fixed it for them because I work on my rig all the time at home, so I encounter similar issues.
Since we're in the mountains, the only real place for dining were the restaurants inside the hotel. The food was absolutely amazing. They had the option to do a set menu, which was similar to like a 5-course meal, or you could just pick and choose the small appetizers that you wanted. This was my first time trying raw sushi, and surprisingly, I liked it a ton. The next morning we had their buffet style breakfast before we headed off to Kyoto. We took the Shinkansen bullet train all the way to Kyoto. It was really cool. I feel like you always hear about the bullet train in Japan. It took about 2.5 hours to get there and we reached speeds as high as like 200 miles per hour, but I swear it did not feel that fast at all. By the time we got to Kyoto, we were really tired, so we checked into the hotel and then explored the city a little before calling it a night. So the first full day in Kyoto, we decided to take on Fushimi Inari Temple. If you've ever done this, you know that it's quite a bit of a hike. We knew it was going to be like a fun little hike, but we didn't realize how intense it was actually going to be. I think it took us about an hour to get all the way up and then about an hour all the way back down. On the way up to the top, there were a ton of little temples that you could stop at. You could see the different offerings and torii gates that people would leave up there. And if you were lucky enough, you were able to see a few cats.
Even if you aren't up for the full hike all the way to the top, I would really recommend at least going halfway up, because once you get past that initial wave of people, it is insanely busy at the bottom and it's literally like you're just shuffling along and people are trying to take Instagram pictures and it's just like chaos. I would say just go like halfway up and it's so much more empty. You can really take in the scenery a lot better. Another neat little thing is on all the torii gates, you can actually see the date that they were built and replaced, because all of them have to be replaced and painted over time.
If you know me, you know I love cats, so that's why this part was my favorite. There was a little shop on the way down from the mountain. They had a ton of pictures of the cats that usually roam around. Of course, the one day that we went, the shop was closed and there weren't a ton of cats out, but what you could do is you could take a picture and leave 100 yen and they would use that to feed the cats and house them, which was really sweet. Hiking the temple honestly took a lot out of us. We still went shopping that night, but I don't think we got a ton of footage. For those who remember the whole Japanese souffle pancake craze, this place sold them. We obviously had to go try them. They were delicious. I think we got the matcha or pistachio souffle pancakes and then like the Nutella and strawberry one.
After brunch, we visited a shotengai, which are all over Japan. They're basically just like a local street market. We went to this particular market because this is where Kuo Kyoto was. They're a Japanese micro brand. They did a lot of research into this and they make all of their watches in this small shop in Kyoto. It is really cool. The staff are incredibly helpful. They help you swap out the bands for you, swap out faces, to really try and get what you like. So overall, I was really, really happy with this experience.
You can't consider it real shopping if you don't get yourself a nice bubble tea to enjoy. We sat by the fountain and figured out what we wanted to do next, and as we were walking through the rest of the street market, we found this Kyoto Bengal cat place, and of course we had to go visit it. I do feel a little bit bad though. Some of the cats were fighting, and I think it's because the space was so small and so many cats. If you know anything about cats, they need their space, so I'm really hoping that the cats got traded in and out and had an actual big sanctuary that they could enjoy when they're not here. This little guy crawled into Anthony's lap, and I was just a little bit jealous.
After the cat cafe, we headed to do some more shopping and then walked around the beautiful picturesque streets of Kyoto. At night, it is just so beautiful, the narrow streets. And then we headed to this dumpling spot. It was so small, but honestly, it was so good. We still have been trying to recreate the cucumber salad and we cannot do it. Overall, the food was just amazing and really cheap.
Unfortunately, that was our last night in Kyoto before we headed out to Osaka. We didn't get to do as much as we wanted to because it was raining a ton, but here's a little sneak peek into our first day when we arrived in Osaka. I will say this was my favorite city to visit in all of Japan. We once again did more shopping and got to explore a big shopping mall. We weren't able to check into our hotel right away, and so that's why we had to kind of stay busy. This hotel was literally like on a shopping strip mall, so it was really convenient to kind of just walk around. We got to enjoy another beautiful city of Japan. We got some ice cream as well and played some more claw machine games. I'm excited for you guys to see the final part of our series in Osaka. Stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!